All right, lesson 4, some quick editing tools. From the beginning, you guys have always learned how to edit by calling up a clip. For example, this, setting a mark in, setting a mark out where where you want the clip to start, and hitting overwrite to send it down to the timeline. Okay, this is a great way to edit, but sometimes you need to put a rough cut together. So say you're working with a client and they want to see just a quick rough cut of how the video is going to be put together. You may not have enough time to get real specific with mark-ins and mark-outs. So what I'm going to do is show you guys a few ways to edit directly from the bin. Okay, I'm going to delete my sequence here. There's a few ways that you can edit directly from the bin, okay, with bypassing the source monitor completely. So you notice I have nothing in there at all. So say I had, these were the shots and they were in order, okay, of how I wanted the video to go. I can lasso all of them and click and drag them down to make a string out sequence. So blam, just like that, it makes an instant sequence, okay? I could label that string out. And now I have my entire video down in my timeline already. Now it needs to be trimmed up, okay, because the mark in and mark, these are all just raw clips, but it gives you an idea of how it's going to go together, okay? Now this only works if your videos are in the proper order, which you can always make sure that they're in the proper order by rearranging them by going to the bin and choose column or sort. Okay? So now that it's down in the timeline, how do we trim it up? So there's always the trim mode, but we don't want to get that specific right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a method called top and tail. All right? So right here, I have my tail and I have my top buttons. Now on your Media Composer interface, you do not have those buttons. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to actually map them to your interface. And you can actually rearrange your interface however you would like. Go up to Tools and go to the Command Palette. In the Command Palette has all sorts of great buttons that you can use to place into your Media Composer as needed. Okay? So under the Edit button, all right, you will notice that here's the top and here's the tail. So what you're going to do is click the top and replace it there, and then click the tail and replace it there. Okay? And then we'll talk about what those buttons are going to do in just a second. But again, feel free to look through here and map any of these buttons into your Avid as you would like. The cool thing about the Command Palette is actually you can even map it to your keyboard if you wanted to, or to a menu, or just use this as an active palette, which means by clicking on the active palette, any of these buttons here I can actually use. I can just leave this window open and use any of these buttons as I need. Okay, if I have it just button-to-button reassignment, that's not going to happen. Okay, notice how I can't add another in point or out point. So the Command Palette, really cool, allows you to map buttons to your interface. We're going to be using the top and tail. Okay, so the top, all right, allows you to trim anything to the left of your blue indicator bar. So for example, so I have her looking, say I want to start my cut like right there. If I hit the top, it now instantly trims and gets rid of everything on the left-hand side of the blue indicator bar. If I do tail, okay, well actually let's start here. So we're going to get rid of the jittery camera. We're going to start right here, and I'm going to hit top. And that instantly gets rid of everything to the left of the bar. Now, if I want to do to the right of the bar, okay, say I want the nurse to come in. put that on her, and then cut it right there. I can hit the tail, and it will instantly get rid of everything from the right of the blue bar to the cut line. This helps you to make a quick little string out sequence and a quick little cut of your video, so that way you can kind of see what it looks like ahead of time without going into marking in and marking out, lifting, extracting, and overwriting. So there's a lot of different ways that you guys can actually edit directly from your bin. Okay? Another thing that we can do, I'm going to clear that, is actually make a storyboard sequence. So if I go into my frame view, and we have all our clips right here, I can actually rearrange these in an order that is similar to a storyboard. And then by lassoing these, I can bring these down to the timeline, and it puts them into order, and I have my storyboard. I can leave my storyboard up here, so that way I can visually see the frames. Okay, you can actually move the frames. See how that's playing in there? You can actually move them and then pause it by using the K and L key. All right. So just like in the source monitor, you can actually play the clips in here. And remember, by hitting Command L, it makes them bigger. All right. So I can just click on that, hit the L key to play it, pause it right before the marker. So that way I get a sense of what my frame's going to look like, and then pause it. And so now I can actually storyboard these out however I need to. All right, so it just gives you another option. So there's a storyboard, and then there's a string out sequence. Top and tail allows you to extract stuff from the right or left of the blue indicator bar, and going to tools and the command palette allows you to map buttons to your interface. Okay, so that is pretty much it for lesson 4. Very simple, very easy, very quick. And I think it's very cool. I don't know what you guys think, but I think this stuff is very cool. So that is all for lesson 4. See you on the flip side in lesson 5.